Hello student, welcome to our channel. We coming with new video. This topic is environment and climate changes issue. We'll discuss about 100 questions. So that 100 question most your importance for your exam. So let's start the topic and questions. First question is, which of the following gas is most responsible for greenhouse, that carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide. Second question, the depletion of the ozone layer is mainly caused by which chemical? ओजोन लेयर के लिए कौन सा केमिकल रिस्पॉन्स होता है? वो होता है CFC, क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन. Next question, what is the main object of the Kyoto Protocol? Kyoto Protocol, that's to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Next question, acid rain is primarily caused by the release of which two pollutant into the atmosphere? That's sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide. Next question, what does the term biodiversity refer to? बायोडाइवर्सिटी का मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है द वेराइटी ऑफ लाइफ ऑन अर्थ. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज ए रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी? द सोलर पावर. Solar power is the renewable sources of energy. Next question, the 3Rs of waste management stands for, क्या होता है? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Next question, what is eutrophication का मतलब क्या होता है? दो होता है. Third, the enrichment of water bodies with. Next question, the Paris Agreement adopted in 2015 aims to limit global warming to well below what temperature increase above pre-industry level? कितना? 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस. कितना आता है वो? 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, what is an invasive species? क्या होता है वो? Third, a non-native that cause harm to the ecosystem. Next question, what is the primary function of earth atmosphere? Primary function क्या होता है? वो होता है second on the, it contain the ozone layer that absorb UV radiation. Next question, which international day is celebrated on April 22nd to promote environmental protection? वो अर्थ डे होता है. क्या होता है वो? अर्थ. अप्रैल 22 में माना जाता है. व्हाट इज कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन? क्या मतलब क्या होता है वो? वो होता है कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन इज ए प्रोसेस कैप्चरिंग, दस इज नॉट ए मतलब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड वो निर्भर करता है. कौन करता है? कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, स्मॉग इज ए टाइप ऑफ एयर पोल्यूशन ओरिजिनली नेम्ड फॉर द मिक्सचर ऑफ स्मॉग एंड व्हाट अदर सब्सटेंस? वो क्या होता है? फॉग होता है. फॉग. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द मेल्टिंग ऑफ glaciers and ice sheets contribute significantly to which of the following? That rise in sea levels. Next question, which of the following is a bioindicator of air pollution, especially sulfur dioxide? That lichens is very sensitive to air pollution. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज द एल्बेडो इफेक्ट? एल्बेडो इफेक्ट का मतलब क्या होता है? both the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight. Next question, the 1987 Montreal Protocol was signed to address which environmental issue? That's depletion of the ozone layer. Depletion of the ozone layer. Next question, what is the main source of methane emissions from human activities? Both होते agriculture and livestock. Okay. Next question, which term describe the process of converting waste material into new material and object? That's recycle. What? Recycle. Reduce, recycle, reuse. Okay. The pH value of acid rain is typically कितना होता है वो? Acid rain वो आते below 5.6 होता है. Below 5.6 होता है. What is a carbon footprint? Carbon footprint का क्या होता है? वो होता है the total amount of greenhouse gases produced to support human activities. Okay. Next question, what does sustainable development aim to balance? वो होता है environmental protection, social equity and economic viability. Okay. Next question, the green specific garbage patch is a large area of marine debris concentration formed by what? That ocean currents. Okay, oceans currents. Which of this is not a fossil fuel? यूरेनियम. बाकी जो है कोयल, नेचुरल गैस, ऑयल, वो फॉसिल फूड है, बट यूरेनियम इज नॉट अ फॉसिल fuel. What is ओशन एसिडिफिकेशन? उसका मतलब क्या होता है? फर्स्ट वन, द डिक्रीज इन pH of the earth oceans. Okay. Next question, the term biomagnification refers to? वो क्या होता है? सेकेंड वन आंसर, the increasing concentration of a substance in organisms to successive level in food chain. Okay. Next question, World Environment Day is celebrated every year. कब क्या जाते हैं? जून 5 को. ओके. यूएन जनरल जो 1972 में दिया था वो जून 5 को माना जाता है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which layer of the atmosphere is closest to the earth's surface and where and weather occurs? वो क्या होता है? वो ट्रोपोस्फियर. क्या होता है वो? ट्रोपोस्फियर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज डिसर्टिफिकेशन? क्या होता है? सेकेंड वन, द प्रोसेस बाय व्हिच फर्टाइल एंड लैंड बिकम डिसर्ट. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द चिपको मूवमेंट इन इंडिया वाज ए फॉर्म फॉर प्रोटेस्ट अगेंस्ट व्हाट? डिफॉरेस्टेशन. डी कब हुआ था? 1970 में हुआ था. यह कहाँ पर हुआ था? हिमालय में हुआ था. कहाँ पर? हिमालय में हुआ था. ओके. Which of the following is a primary air pollution? एयर पोल्यूशन क्या होता है? कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, CO. कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड के लिए होता है. प्राइमरीली जो पोल्यूटेंट होते हैं वो कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड के लिए होता है. सेकेंडरी ओजोन एंड सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड. Which UN body is responsible for assessing the science related to climate changes? वो क्या होता है? IPCC. IPCC का मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है द गवर्नमेंटल द पैनल ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंजेस. Intergovernmental panel on climate changes. Okay. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज थर्मल पोल्यूशन? थर्मल पोल्यूशन मतलब क्या होता है? द डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ वाटर क्वालिटी बाय एनी प्रोसेस दैट चेंज एबिडेंट एंड वाटर टेम्परेचर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ए keystone species is a species which वो होते हैं हैज ए disproportionately large effect on its environment related to its abundance. Okay. Next question, which of this is an example of in situ conservation? वो नेशनल पार्क, वो क्या है? नेशनल पार्क. What is the primary cause of coral bleaching? प्राइमरी कॉज क्या होते हैं? दैट थर ऑन वार्मर वाटर टेम्परेचर. ओके, वार्मर वाटर टेम्परेचर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट डज द BOD, दैट्स बायोकेमिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड ऑफ वाटर इंडिकेट? वो क्या आते हैं? सेकेंड वन आंसर, द अमाउंट ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक वेस्ट इन द वाटर. Next question, the Ramsar Convention is an international treaty for the conservation and sustainable use of what? वो होते हैं wetlands, जो रामसर ईरान में इन 1947 में हुआ था. कब हुआ था? 1971 में. Which energy source does not produce carbon dioxide during operation? That's nuclear. Okay, nuclear, जो splitting atom. What is an aquifer? Aquifer क्या होता है? That second one answer, an underground layer of water bearing permeable rock. Okay. Next question, what is greenwashing? ग्रीनवॉशिंग क्या होता है? वो होता है मार्केटिंग स्पिन टू डिसेप्टिवली परस्यूड द पब्लिक दैट एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस प्रोडक्ट्स आर एनवायरमेंटली फ्रेंडली. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फोटोकेमिकल्स स्मॉग? फोटोकेमिकल स्मोक क्या होता है? वो होता है सनलाइट. क्या होता है? सनलाइट. दैट्स द IUCN रेड लाइट इज ए क्रिटिकल इंडिकेटर ऑफ द हेल्थ ऑफ द वॉल्स, दैट बायोडाइवर्सिटी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज द प्राइमरी कंपोनेंट ऑफ नेचुरल गैस? दैट्स मीथेन. क्या होता है? मीथेन. Next question, the phenomenon of permafrost thaw is a major concern in which region? That's second one, Arctic and subarctic regions. What does CITES? CITES मतलब क्या होता है? Conventions of International Trade in Endangered Species regulates. कौन सा रेगुलेट होता है? वो होता है इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ प्लांट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच ऑफ दिस इज एन नॉन पॉइंट सोर्स ऑफ वाटर पोल्यूशन? नॉन पॉइंट सोर्स, दैट्स अर्बन एंड एग्रीकल्चर रन अप. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज एग्रोफॉरेस्ट्री? एग्रोफॉरेस्ट्री का मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है सेकेंड वन, the intentional integration of trees and shrubs into crop and animal farming system. Okay. Next question, which of the following is considered as a carbon sink? Carbon sink का क्या होता है? वो होता है a healthy forest. Next question, the Minamata Conventions is an international treaty designed to protect human health and the environment from the adverse effect of what? That's mercury. क्या? Mercury. Which term describe a species that is likely to become endangered in the near future? Thus, vulnerable. क्या होता है? Vulnerable. Next question. What is the main environmental concern associated with hydraulic fracturing or fracking? क्या होते हैं? Both are on potential for groundwater contamination. Potential for groundwater contamination. Next question. Which of the following is not a greenhouse? कौन ग्रीन हाउस नहीं है? वो नाइट्रोजन, वो ग्रीन हाउस नहीं है. ओके, कितने परसेंट हमारे पास है? 78% है एटमॉस्फेयर का. व्हाट इज बायो रिमेडिएशन? बायो रिमेडिएशन मतलब क्या होता है? सेकेंड वन इज द आंसर. द यूज ऑफ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म लाइक माइक्रोब्स, बैक्टीरिया to remove pollutants from contaminated site. That's second one is the answer. Next question. The energy generated from the heat stored in the earth crust is known as that's geothermal energy. क्या होता है? Geothermal energy. Next question. Which of these materials is generally not biodegradable? That's plastic, not say biodegradable. Next question. What is the primary goal of a circular economy? That's third one. To minimize waste and make the most of resource. Okay. Next question. What is the Silent Spring, a highly influential book by Rahesh Carson, explores the environmental dangers of what? That's third one. Indiscriminate use of pesticides. That's published in 1962. Okay. Which climate zone is characterized by permafrost, very low temperature and little precipitation? That's tundra. Okay. Which process is the main driver of ocean conveyor belt? Thus thermohaline circulation. वो third one. Difference in water density, that's temperature and salinity. Third one is answer. Next question. What is the term for maximum population size of a biological species that can be sustained by that specific environment? That's second one. Carrying capacity. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is an example of a non-conjunctive use of water? That's answer is second one. Hydroelectric power generation. Next question. Particulate matter, that means PM 2.5, is an air pollutant of particular concern for human health. Why? That's third one is answer. Its small size allow it to penetrate deep into the lungs. Next question. What is the primary purpose of environmental impact assessment? क्या होता है वो? Second one is answer. To predict the environmental consequence of a proposed project before it is carried out. Okay. Next question. What is the main environmental benefit of using LED lights over traditional incandescent bulbs? हम लोग क्यों LED लाइट्स यूज़ करते हैं? वो क्या फ़ायदा होता है हमारा एनवायरनमेंट के लिए? वो फ़ायदा है, दे आर सिग्निफिकेंटली मोर एनर्जी एफिशिएंट. इतने एनर्जी नहीं लगता है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन इकोलॉजी व्हाट इज ए पियोनियर स्पीसीज? वो क्या होते हैं? दिस फर्स्ट वन इज आंसर. the first species to colonize a previously distributed or damaged ecosystem? Next question. The tragedy of a commons describes a situation in which, the second one is answer, individual users acting in their own self-interest behave contrary to the common good by depleting a shared sources. Next question. Which of the following is a direct effect of deforestation? डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट क्या होता है? इंक्रीज सॉइल एरोशन, अगर वो हुआ तो डिफोरेस्टेशन डायरेक्टली इफेक्ट होता है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हिच गैस प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय लाइटनिंग एंड व्हीकल एक्सर्ट्स इज ए की ingredient in the formation of ground level ozone? क्या वो नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड, सॉरी नाइट्रोजन ऑक्साइड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The riparian zone or riparian area is the interface between land and a river or system. Next question. What is the primary environmental advance of drip irrigation over flood irrigation? क्या आंसर वो सेकेंड वन, द it significantly reduce water waste. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is an example of ecological mess? Second one, the role and position a species has in its environment. Next question. The term flyway is used in ecology to describe, that's third one is answer, a route regularly used by a large number of migrating birds. Next question. What is the primary method of phytoremediation? That's using plants to remove contents or renders harmless environmental contaminants. Next question. Which of this is a major cause of indoor air pollution in developing countries? That's third one, burning solid fuels like wood, charcoal, dung, or for cooking and heating. Okay. Next question. What does trophic level refer to in an ecosystem? Trophic level क्या होता है? Third one is the answer, the position an organism occupy in a food chain. Okay. Next question. The global seed vault in Valdbad, Norway is an example of what type of conservation? That's second one, ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation. Next question. Which human activities is the largest user of fresh water worldwide? That's agriculture. कौन होते हैं? Approximately 70% fresh water रहता है. Which of the following best describes a savanna biomes? क्या होता है वो? Third one, a grassland with scattered trees and distinct wet and dry seasons. Next question. What is the primary purpose of a catalytic converter in a vehicle? वो क्या होता है? Second one is answer, to reduce harmful emission from exhaust. Okay. Next question. What is an endemic species? Endemic species का मतलब क्या होता है? Third one is answer, a species that is exclusively found in one specific geographic area. Third one is answer. Okay. Next question. The Stockholm Conventions is an international treaty aimed at the eliminating or restricting the production of and use of what? That's POPs, मतलब persistent organic pollutants. That's POPs. Answer is pops. Okay. Next question. Which of this is a key characteristic of the AI Nino phenomenon? वो क्या होता है? वो होता है सेकेंड वन, unusually warm ocean temperature in the equatorial Pacific. Next question. Which statement about composting is most accurate? That's in second one. It is the natural process of recycling organic matter into a rich soil amendment. Second one is the answer. Okay. Next question. What is biocatch in the context of fishing? The second one is the answer. The unwanted fish and other marine creature caught during the commercial fishing for a different species. Okay, next question. Which ecosystem is often referred to as the rainforest of the sea due to its high biodiversity? That's coral reefs. Coral reefs. Okay, next question. What does the term zero emission vehicle, ZEV? The second one is the answer. A vehicle that emits no exhaust gas from the onboard source of power. Next question. What is the main environmental problem associated with large scale dam construction? That's thorough alteration of river ecosystems and displacement of communities. Next question. The littoral zone in a lake or ocean is the part of the water body that is what? That is closest to the shore. Okay. Next question. What is the primary goal of the clean development mechanisms under the Kyoto Protocol? That second one is the answer. To allow developed countries to invest in emission reduction project in the developing countries as an alternative to domestic emission reduction. Okay. Next question. Which of the following best describes vertical farming? Second one is the answer. Growing crops in vertical stretch layers, often in a controlled environment. Next question. The Dobson unit is used to measure the concentration of which atmospheric gas? That's ozone. Okay, Dobson unit. What is the primary role of decomposer like bacteria and fungi in an ecosystem? Third one is the answer. To break down a dead organic matter and return nutrients to the soil. Okay, next one. Which of the following is a major source of black carbon emission? That's third one is answer. Incomplete combustions of fossil fuels, biofuels and biomass. Next question. Which of this is a significant ecological impact of traveling as a fishing methods? That's second one is the answer. It caused extensive damage to sea floor habitats. Okay. Next question. The green revolution of the mind 20th century referred to. That second one is the answer. A period of rapid increase in agriculture production through new technology. So it's green revolution. Okay. What is an heat island effect? क्या होता है वो? The second one is the answer. An urban area that is significantly warmer than its surrounding rural areas. The second one is the answer. Okay. Next question. In which biomes would you most likely find flora or fauna adapt to long period of drought and extreme temperature? Answer is desert. Okay. this set. This last question in this video: which of the following is the best example of a positive feedback loop in the context of climate changes? That answer is second one: melting Arctic sea in the reduce the earth albedo, causing more warming. So our completely 100 question is complete, and I think you must have that this type of questions for your in exam for scoring good mark. Okay, thank you.